in the 70s, a lot of black theater artists, they were okay with creating in the basement of their houses, in schools, on the street, in parks, and doing theater like that. When you do theater like that, it causes you to forge a different identity, right? It causes you to take a different journey as a writer because you're connecting with the people. So if you have like an Amiri Baraka and he's saying, let's go do a play in the street. When you have the Last Poets, if you look at their first album cover, they're standing in front of a brownstone in Harlem. And when you listen to Barbara Ann Tier, and she's talking about just getting gang members and saying, well, you should come over to a workshop on weekends and Saturdays and learn how to act. And then you have some gang members who actually say, I stopped being a gang member and started acting, and then I go on to being a Barbara Ann Tier play at the National Black Theatre. This is a different charge and a different purpose and a different mission of the artist, because your focus is the transformation of the community, and your focus is connection with the community, right? And with the people, right? And then if you're a writer, you're writing for the people, you know what I mean? Because if you feel your play is gonna be on a street corner on 125th Street, and I'm gonna write something for 4 actors to come out and connect with the people, if you don't connect with them within 1 minute, they're gonna blow your shit up. All of the activity that a lot of black artists right now are talking about can be directed into creating our own institution, or an institution for us, or an institution that is inclusive to black youth, and creating a new generation of black theater artists. We could become teachers, we could become artists, we could do our art for ourselves, we could build our own audiences, we could build different types of economic structures in order to survive. That is not the purpose and focus of a lot of black theater artists who are shouting for black empowerment through the theater. They're shouting for black empowerment through the theater by way of getting more positions in white theater houses and white theater institutions. So for me, I cannot identify the black power or the empowering thing about that, because what I always say is that there are 2 things. There are 3 things. One thing I'll say is this: when it comes to black people, I always say, I say this to my students a lot. If you're playing basketball, if you're the coach of a basketball team and you know that the team coming into you has the MVP on the team, on their team, on your opponent's team, what would you naturally do as the coach? You would put all of the defense on the MVP of the other team. You know what I mean? Because you would want to suffocate him naturally, you know? And I think about that with black folks sometimes, like, why is there so much defense on us? Or why is the, in any artistic industry, or so many places that you go, why is there all of this defense on black people and black culture? And then sometimes I joke around with them, or I say to them, sometimes everybody knows our power except for us.